All right. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, honor, and great glory to the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. All right, we the Hebrew Israelites, we come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall and the destruction of America, which is biblically known as Babylon, and also tell you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that we're the chosen people of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the true name of the heavenly. He gotta show off his fucking car at a red light, right? Anyway, man. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai being the true name of his only begotten Son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We're the chosen people of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right? But there's something required of you within knowing that. All right? You're not supposed to just know it and then think you're just automatically going to be chosen, because there's chosen within the chosen. All right? You're chosen, but there's the elect. And the elect are going to be practicing these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of their abilities. They're going to put the shrimp, pork, crab, lobster down. Clean up their dietary. They're going to stop committing adultery. Stop committing man on man, woman on woman. All right, they're going to put the blunts down, the weed. They're going to put the cigarettes down. They're going to put the black and miles down. They're going to clean themselves up spiritually. All right? And do what's required of them. Hit the highways and byways if you're a man. Do your lessons at the house, man. Clean up your diet. Clean up your, get in shape. Certain things are required of you, man. And for you women, hey, serve your husband if you have one, man, to the best of your abilities, man. Teach your children, your daughters, to love their husband. Teach them right, all right? And if you do these things, you will not partake in the destruction that's coming upon America. Because contrary to popular belief, America's not going to last forever. America's going to be destroyed in this third world war by way of thermonuclear destruction. And we can see it being primed right now. All right? We have America being dragged into this World War III scenario in the Middle East right now, because they're coming in defense of Israel. Right? That's Jeremiah 50 and 45. The least of the flock, drawing them out. The least of that flock that's talking about Amalek, them small hats, drawing them out. Who's the them? That's talking about America. Out to what? World war. And we can see America coming in the defense of Israel, because Israel and Iran are trading shots right now. The proxy groups of Iran are going in war with Israel, and then also Iran is enriching uranium to a point of obtaining a nuclear weapon. Some speculate that they even have nuclear weapons already. But if they get these nuclear weapons and they already shooting rockets and missiles at each other, and then active war with their proxy groups, what are they going to do with them? Well, let me spell it out for you. They chant death to America, death to Israel, and death to Britain. They call Israel Little Satan, and they call America Big Satan. So what do you think they're going to do with these nuclear weapons? All right, you have something, brother? Right. So what do you think they're going to do with these nuclear weapons? They're going to launch them off, man. All right? The Third World War is prophesied, man. And Revelations 11 and 14, if I can grab that real quick, where it talks about the woes. Revelation 11 and 14, and we read, the second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Them woes is world wars. The first World War ended 1918 or 1919. The Second World War ended 1945. That's only 35 years and some change, give or take, from the First World War ending to the Second World War ending, right? And then up to today's date, what is it, like 80-something years later? So we're in the season. From where World War II ended to right now, to this date, it's 80-something years, man. We're in the season. As the scripture says, the third woe cometh quickly. So we're in the season of this third world war.
Let's go to the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, and start at verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. Talking about the first death of the earth. Talking about the power that destroyed the earth. destroy the inhabitants thereof. Whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water, it perished. See, this is the God of the Bible, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, who the world calls God and Jesus. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, the ones that we're in right now, we're in captivity right now as Israelites, so-called Black, Latino, and Native American men, women, and children. By the same word, this truth are kept in store, reserved unto fire. We're talking about the nuclear destruction. Fire against the day of judgment, which is coming, the return of Yahweh Shai, the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. All you sinners out there, well, wicked people. You got the wicked, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hands of, who covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who controls pretty much the different countries through legislation, various constitutions and blueprints that many of these other countries follow, man. They follow them, and you, dead Israelites, follow them as well. You see, you are serving a power. You're serving your oppressor. And the scriptures tells us in Isaiah, the rulers of this people cause them to err, and you constantly and perpetually err when you don't hearken unto your power, man.
I can say something on that. Right, and right, it says that they cover the faces of the judges thereof. There's only one nation that actually really did that.
Right.
All right, you can see them when you look it up. They plastered over, all right, the images of our Lord, our kings, the prophets. You know, you can see them actually painting a lighter shade on the dark-skinned images, man. This is why you got them ancient images that was belonged to Russia, that what Russia had obtained, and they opened the vault. 2024, they had opened the vault and showed the images of us, man. But when you go down to the Renaissance and so forth, you see them actually like painting over our faces. So, hey, boom, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. It's a finger pointing at one person on the earth, man, one group of people. And they're the Edomites, which is the so-called white man, woman, and children, man. All right? And also, it says those who, the wicked is preserved for fire.
Right.
Because that's how this third world war is going to be fought. Now, in the beginning, it was going to be conventional. People being deployed here and deployed there, boots on ground, with draft. Y'all go over here, y'all being shipped over there to the Middle East. And hey, they're gonna get slaughtered over there pursuant to Joel 2 and 20, which we are gonna get, Lord willing. They're gonna get slaughtered over there. But it's gonna quickly evolve into a nuclear war. All right, let's get Isaiah 9 and 5 to back that up. You wanna bring it up? Okay, come. This guy's at 9-5 to back that up. This was going to change it to a nuclear war. This isn't going to be a war of old, an ancient war. Yep. You think these nations are stockpiling nuclear weapons for no reason? Why do you think Trump didn't want his last term? He did not want North Korea to have access to nuclear weapons. Don't forget, he was treating North Korea his last term like he treating Iran. What'd he say? If they continue to start enriching uranium and making nuclear weapons, he says they're going to be met with friendly fire. He said that shit. But then Biden came in, and then North Korea was like, fuck it, man. Biden a slouch. He a pushover. He literally is a pushover. You push him over, damn near kill him. Right. So they continue to make their nuclear weapons. Now they're a nuclear power. Trump came into office again. He ain't say nothing about North Korea, is he? So now his focus is on Iran too. And Ezekiel 38 hopping off of the page because you got Russia being a guard to these little nations too. Russia just said they better not nuke Iran's nuclear facilities. But I say all that to say, why do you think they're getting up these their nuclear arsenal? It's not to just have them; they're going to use them.
All right. This book is of Isaiah chapter 9, starting at verse 4. For thou hast broken the yoke of his burden, and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, as in the day of Midian. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood.
Right. That was the ancient wars, man.
Yeah.
You hit the field, the battlefield, the other army hits the battlefield.
Right.
Y'all marching, y'all hear the war drums, you hear, you see the captains, they riding in front with the horses, giving their speech. We either die here,
Yeah.
or we prevail. Like, they giving that war speech, that war.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you see one side start getting down on their horses running, the other side start getting down, and they lock ass. You hear shields, clink, clock, clink, clock. You hear people getting thrust through, man, horses is getting killed, war drums, orders is being called, hold the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Back, push. You hear that? It's confused noise.
Yeah.
And garments rolled in blood, which means what? It was a bloody battle. Yeah, arms getting cut off, heads getting cut off, people being thrust through, man. Come on, man. But this war?
But this
Uh-oh.
shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right. It's gonna start out a little conventional, but this war, buttons gonna be pushed, man. Buttons gonna be pressed. All right, Ezekiel 39, and I believe the 3rd verse, it tells you that the Lord said he gonna smite the bow out thy left hand and cause thy arrow to fly out of that right. He gonna instigate and pop off this nuclear war. Right? So how is it gonna be fought? By way of nuclear missiles, man. And who's gonna shoot these nuclear missiles? All ye that bends the bow. All right, so anybody that got nuclear capabilities, if you got some, I'm gonna grab it. You got some? All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 50, and start at 9. You gonna grab it? Okay. Right.
This
So
is Jeremiah 50.
I was gonna say, so who gonna shoot these weapons off? All right, who's going to shoot these nukes? Well, the law's gonna let you know right now. Who's going to launch nuclear missiles on America? All right.
Jeremiah 50 and 9. It reads, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
That's right. So he's going to cause a particular army to come up against Babylon. And if you're in Israel, what's north of Israel? That's Russia. So they consider it the North Country too. Because in some instances, in another instance, you might hear the North Country and that's talking about North America. But then the North Country that's talking about to come up against Babylon is actually Russia. Because north of Israel is Russia.
And they shall set themselves in an array against her.
That's right, preparing to go to war.
Right.
With America. And Ezekiel 38 even gets more into it. They're not coming alone. They're going to have many allies with them, huh? All right?
From thence she shall be taken.
Destroyed. When this war pops on, America will be destroyed, huh? All right? So this Third World War is the war that ends all wars. That's it. This is done. It's over with.
Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man.
And what is the arrows referring to? It's referring to nuclear missiles. Even in military terminology, an arrow is a nuclear missile, and then a broken arrow is a stolen, malfunction, or a missing nuclear missile.
Right. So like if I can say, and when it goes into this expert man, we're talking about the advancement of technology. We're talking about buttons pressed. We're talking about keys turned. We're talking about damn GPS readings, mapped out coordinates, man.
Yeah.
It's not gonna miss.
Yeah, right. And they talk about the expert man real quick too. You can even take it down to like somebody who bad with a bow.
Right.
Like, hey, you can. What they say? That man so bad he'll knock a fly off a deer ear from 300 meters away.
Circumcise a gnat. You know?
Oh, shit, that's funny. Yo, right. Yo, circumcise a gnat, which means, hey, when he launched them arrows, they hitting a mark.
Right.
So he comparing these arrows to a mighty expert man. Somebody who, man, when he's in the military, they call it dead eye. which means if he see you, you dead. Whatever he's shooting at it's gone, it's dead. They call it dead eye. Basically, they referring it to like that. Yeah, dead eye. So when these missiles get shot off, each one of them going to hit their target, pursuant to Joel 2nd chapter.
None shall return in vain.
Right, all of them going to hit their mark. Can you skip down to the 14th verse, Baba Kishah?
Starting at 13, right? Because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow.
Right. It says, put yourself in array. So all ye that bend the bow. So this is talking about all nations that has nuclear capabilities. Lucky for cutting you off.
Shoot at her, spare no arrows.
Right. So the Lord said, all ye that bend the bow, shoot your arrows on her and spare none. Like Elder Apostle Rumlive was getting into. They're going to shoot 100% of their nuclear arsenal over here on America, man. That man, hey, that's going to be a destruction. That's why it tells you that the earth shall rear to and fro like a drunkard. Right. You ever see a wino down the street? You know, AC, I'm thinking of a certain block. They got the red clocks right there. And you got them out there drinking, asking you for shit. And when the liquor store closed, then you see him walking home. This motherfucker might cross the street. How fucked up he is. He might be stumbling. Yeah, he might cross the street. Like, you know, and that's not off of his free will. He just fucked up like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and you ever see one try to stand? They beyond tipsy. They going to fro. They stumbling over here. They going backwards. They like really trying to hold themselves up because you know it suppresses your reaction time. Alcohol, yeah. So that's why your stabilizing muscles when you're sober, you get to stand straight up.
Yeah.
But without you realizing, your muscles are stabilizing. Like you don't feel it like that, but certain muscles are being activated. Yeah. You know. So, but when you get tipsy, that reaction is delayed. So you start to see that alcohol really start to affect the mind. And now the messages to stabilize is getting kind of loose. Now you see a mom start swaying and stepping in, out, sideways and sideways and shit. So yeah, the earth gonna look like that. Because of all the earth's nuclear missile arsenal is gonna be launched over here on America. How does one get saved out of that? We're gonna get that eventually. Is that it?
For she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh.
That's right. Hey, all what's happening right now, man. All right, and for the controversy of Zion too. Hey, the Lord he gonna pay you back. All right, and you other nations too. All right, the only people that's going to be on planet Earth after everything is said and after everything is done is the elect. No other Israelites will be alive, but the elect. And all nations will be destroyed except they remnants. Let's say that, the left-handed chosens out of the other nations. So remnant of Moab, remnant of Ammon, remnant of Ishmael, remnant of Ham, so forth, so on, man. All right, it's going to be a remnant of all of them, man. So they can hurry up and build this kingdom. Remnant of Edomites. Oh, we all going to like that. What Elder Apostle said, man, we're going to be renting out some of you mugs, man. Like Vocab Malone, we're going to rent his ass out. Hey, you done with him? Well, I'm next. They say he gotta go on my plantation next. But anyway, Baba Kishah, the Joel, the 2nd chapter. Let's get inside of those nuclear missiles. So yeah, so we already showed you that World War is in the scriptures. Then we showed you how World War is going to be fought. The brother brought it out too, and fire. And we brought it out Isaiah too. This one's going to be fought with fire as well, these nuclear missiles. We showed you Jeremiah 50th chapter, verses 9, and then skip down to the 14th verse, that all ye that bend the bow is going to shoot their nukes. So that's who's going to shoot their nukes on America. Hey, well, America got allies that's nuclear powers. Well, America's going to lose those allies that are nuclear powers. Don't forget, Revelation 16:15 talks about the beast, which is NATO and the EU. The beast shall hate the whore and burn her flesh with fire. So even if America does have certain allies that are nuclear powers, they're going to turn on America and they're going to shoot their nukes on America, because it says all ye that bend the bow. All, not everybody, but a few of them. All ye that bend the bow. And bending the bow means has nuclear capabilities. The modern day bow and arrow is the silos, or the nukes leaving the silos. A bow is just an instrument that shoots off a projectile. So bringing it into military terminology, a silo is nothing but an instrument to shoot off the nuke, the arrow, which even the military refers to those nuclear missiles as an arrow. So that's the modern day broken bow and arrow.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2. Starting at verse 1, reads, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Which we're doing.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. It's close. It's close, man. It's too possible. This is how we measure the time. We look at the events of the world and filter it through the Holy Scriptures, and it tells us who we are. Not by the hour, not by the month or the day. I mean, even though that still is, we're in it. But it tells us how close we are in prophecy.
Right. What does it say? I forgot it. What is it? Ecclesiastes? No. What does it say? Measure thy time.
Yeah. Second Ezra.
Second Ezra.
Yeah. Measure thou the time diligently in itself.
91 and I'm butchering it.
It's all good, man. You talking about it's second Ezra 9. 9. I think it's 9. Measure the time diligently. Or it might be 15.
You're right.
Yeah,
9 and 1.
9 and 1.
9 and 1. It's a lot.
All right.
Someone was still close.
Con.
Somewhat. Through the spirit.
We're close, man. We're close. All right. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness.
Okay.
And of gloominess. A day of clouds and of thick darkness.
All right. So when them nukes get shot off, it's going to be clouds in the air. Referred to as mushroom clouds. If you could just look it up on YouTube, or you could type it in Google, mushroom cloud, and that's when a big explosion from a nuke happens. You see the sky or the clouds start to roll together. You know what I'm saying? That's considered a mushroom cloud. That's what's called a mushroom cloud.
And think about it. Esau, in their wars and conflicts, they've done these things. And how is it documented? They were filming it.
Right, yep.
That's how we pull it up.
Yeah.
They were filming what they were doing, man.
Yep.
They say, look, we're going to get 100 miles back. We're going to blow the bomb up over there. We need to document this shit.
Yep.
This needs to be in the history books of what we can fucking do. They need to be afraid.
Yep. Hey.
The full weight of the fucking U.S. military, man. And it has been a superpower up to this point. But these other countries, man, they say, hey, bullying is not going to work. Man.
That's not going to work no more.
It's not going to work, bro. So you want to throw a tariff on us? Yeah, we going, all right, our turn. We're going to hit you back.
We're going to turn you back.
Now what?
No. Hey, and they even have certain people, that's alive that was around
During that time.
And it was in the military.
Yep.
And when they had nuclear little tests and stuff, they said everybody was told to cover their eyes.
Yep.
And one dude described it to where when they detonated it, he saw through his hands how bright that light was.
Yeah.
He saw through his hands, man. Yeah, man.
X-ray type light.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's some different. That's a
Different light.
like what did the elder Tazayawan, shout out to the elder. He taught me that when they cut an atom in half, that's the atom bomb. When you cut the nucleus of the atom, that's a nuclear weapon now. So that destruction is a totally different level, to where they can't even test their nuclear missiles now.
Right.
They gotta simulate them.
Yeah.
Because if they was to do that, how the hell where you gonna test the SS Satan 2? One of them can destroy Texas. Where the hell on earth you gonna test that? You ain't no way. Ain't no way. And man, can you imagine the destruction that's about to hit this place? Man, the only way out of this is up.
Yeah.
Only way out is up.
Yeah. That's why we as Israelites, man, you know, in these latter days, this truth is out there, bro. And you got to come out of it. You got to come out of it spiritually, as it tells us in Jeremiah 51. We have to detach here spiritually so we can be delivered if we are of that number. Let me get back to Joel 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong.
And this is talking about not actual people. This is referring to the nuclear missiles. Right. And it's going you're going to further get it as we keep on reading.
There hath not been ever the like. Neither shall be any more after it.
Right, because after all of those nuclear missiles get shot off, there's nobody going to be in a lab, nuclear scientists again, creating nuclear weapons. There's going to be no more war after this third world war that's done. All right, and they're going to shoot we just got it in Jeremiah. They're going to shoot 100% of their nuclear missiles over here in America.
It's just like if you think about when these more recent times, the technology with these banks, you get mugs that rob these banks, right? And they get these big things of money. And there's something on this money where the ink explodes on the money, dye packs, and the money's destroyed. You can't use it.
Right.
You can't use it.
Yep.
So they,
Yep. Should be on them too.
Right, be on them too, bro. So that's the same thing, you know, a minuscule example. But once these missiles get shot off and destroy shit, I mean, that's it, man. I mean, how can you test some of these things? How can you test splitting the nucleus of the atoms or whatever? You can't test it
to a maximum
scale.
Right.
Scale.
Like you can.
You can't, bro.
You got to simulate it. Computer simulations.
Right. Even to the years of many generations. That's what it means. That's the last one.
How you doing, bro?
That's an elevated chuck, so. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth.
Right. Showing you that when a nuclear missile hit, right? Showing you that this is not an actual people. Because when a nuclear missile hit, it destroys in what? Fire. And behind them is a rocket propelled like system.
Yeah.
Like they give it that thrust.
Right.
So what thrust it off? You see that fire at the back. All right, so that's what it's saying. So when it's being shot off, you see that fire in the back, but when it hit, it destroys in fire. All right.
Yep. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
Right. Hey, the land is like a Garden of Eden before them. Like you see all the greenery, you see the trees,
everything
the
intact.
flowers, everything intact, the bees, a paradise, man. Yeah. Shit, even get down to another level. If you want Fiji water, you get some Fiji water. You want Polish spring water, you want that glacier water. What you want, Greek food, you want African food, you want Jamaican food, you want Chinese, you want Japanese. This place is kind of built up like a Garden of Eden, a paradise, man. And not just that. Think about it like this. Just think about it like a green field with green, lush grass and trees and animals and flowers and bees. But behind it, what?
Behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Right, because after them nukes hit, it's going to be a desolate wilderness, man.
Desolate.
There's going to be no more green. There's going to be no more trees. Pursuant to Malachi, I believe 1 and 4, where it says we need a root nor a branch.
Yeah.
So ain't gonna be no more blades of grass. Ain't not gonna be no more trees, and also those ain't gonna be no people in this motherfucker too.
Right.
Because the root nor branch even gets into your family tree.
Yep.
All right.
Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Nothing is going to escape those nukes. The only way that you can escape them is if the Lord wants you to. You are an Israelite first and foremost, and you're one of the chosen of the Israelites, which is the elect. And then when those nukes get shot off, he beam you up. That's the only way.
And anything that these elites build and bunkers, now that's if the Lord wants them bunkers to work, sustain you, He's gonna make it.
Not here in America though.
You know what I'm saying? Any device, anything you create to protect yourself or think you're protecting yourself, it's only going to manifest in that order if the Lord allows it to. Right? But nothing is going to escape it.
Right.
Unless the Lord allows it to.
Because they got bunkers inside the mountains and stuff like that too.
Mountains, right.
Like
the deep underground military dome.
Yeah, they got domes too.
Yeah, domes too. Yeah.
And other locations and countries where the elites and shit's hot at, what you were just saying.
Yeah.
And the Lord gonna allow them to survive.
Right.
Because they're gonna be the first ones getting dragged into captivity.
Yep.
You know, so they're gonna be the first slaves, man. The Gettys, the DuPonts, the other Edomites
Build
that
the birds.
Yeah, the Bilderberg, the Bloombergs, the Silversteins, the Goldsteins, the Coppersteins, the Diamondsteins.
The Woolworth and Wool Coals.
Hey, all you mugs, man. Hey, yeah, you gonna be first, man. And you better, and we ain't taking no mediocre work neither on the fields, man.
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses.
See, letting you know that this is not actually talking about people.
Right.
Because a horse is known for its horsepower,
right.
Getting into its speed.
Right.
So I want to get one for you too. Speed. Let me see if this is it. Right, here we go. This is Isaiah 5:26, and we read, and he will lift up an ensign to the nations from far, and it's getting into the nuclear missiles, and will hiss unto them from the end of the earth, and behold, they shall come with speed swiftly. Getting into these nukes, man. They shall come with speed. All right, yeah, so there you go. Getting into what says they come as the appearance of horses, because a horse is known by its power. This is why you got cars that got it got this amount of horsepower. Fast one got 200 something. I don't really know too much about cars, but that that horsepower. And even when you look at rockets going into space, they got right there on the side how many how fast they going and horsepower, man.
Yep.
So yeah.
And a horseman, so shall they run, like the noise of chariots. On the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. This mug's gonna be equipped, man. They're gonna be decked out, aerodynamic design, and, the propulsion in the back, bro, the arrowhead, the point, cutting through all wind or whatever in front of them, bro.
No detection system.
Nothing.
Something that block detection.
Yeah.
Which SS Satan 2 can't even be detected. Yep. And then Isaiah, he saw something, he called it a fiery flying serpent. Yep. And when you look at a serpent, so when they just launch them, you see them wobble and wiggle too, until they get on their target. But also they got certain things to where they can dodge and bob and weave.
Back in Vietnam, bro, they had that plane where their equipment got damaged, or they was figuring out a better way to fire at the so-called enemy. They were firing out the damn miniguns and the 50 cals outside of the C-141, and they started calling that Puff the Magic Dragon. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, bro. That was the incision of large caliber weapons mounted in the doorway of weapons, man. Of airplanes.
Huh.
They was just holding them there because they couldn't fire them from the weapons that were already on the wings. So they had a guy sitting in the door, doing it like that. So it became a thing. Puff the Magic Dragon. Put that trash up, man.
Yeah, I am.
It's there. Let's see where we at. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness.
All right, so what do you think is going to happen? How people going to look when they see them arrows come out the sky, like that movie 300?
Right.
When the dude jumped over Buddy and he cut Xerxes' man arm off, and he said, "Now go tell Xerxes, like, we here, like we waiting this shit." He said, "When I come back, we will and we'll have arrows that'll blot out the sun. And all of a sudden, and what he said? He said, then we'll fight in the shade. And then, well, after they got done with a little skirmish, little squabble, it just got dark out of nowhere.
There
And
they come.
look it up, yeah. And it's got, and they covered themselves up and said, fight in the shade, and they start laughing. But I mentioned that to say hey, imagine nukes coming out the sky like that. Each one of them on their trail, each one of them on their mark. Oh man, bro, what do you do in the face of that? You gather blackness, you're scared. It tells you men's hearts are going to fail for what they see. People going to catch heart attacks from watching these great things happen on the earth. Ain't no running, ain't no, what are people going to do? They're going to go crazy. You're going to see people hiding under people, trying to hide under, go under vehicles. Like, what are you jumping? What shit you can do, man? What it says in 2 Peter, they shall melt the elements. That's you. Now, you try to jump in a body of water, that water. You know how they threaten people now? This cold. You know how nations threaten people? They say that we will turn your spot into a glass sea. That's from extreme heat. And if you know, glass is made from hot sand. So yeah, they say they're gonna turn your shit into a sea of glass, which means they're gonna hit your ass with some fire.
What happens to everything that's under the skies when it rains? When the rain coming down, no matter even the top of the umbrella get wet.
Yeah, right.
So it's gonna get hit. The rain is gonna reach. These missiles are gonna reach their targets, man. No matter what you put up to block it, it's gonna tear that down, or it's gonna affect that. So there's no way around it, bro. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks.
That's right.
They coming.
They coming. They're not gonna break their ranks, and they're gonna get through those nuclear defense systems too.
Yep.
All right, and it's gonna get into it too. But yeah, they shall not break their ranks. Each and every one of them are gonna have their exact target, and they're going to reach their target, and nothing is going to interrupt them. Even if Esau tries to do something to interfere with them, it's going to be for naught. Because the spirit of the Lord is going to be on these missiles.
Because it's all controlled by him anyway, bro. When we get into Proverbs 21, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So all their movements, all their decision making, to turn these keys simultaneously, to press these buttons, to pull the lever down, put in the codes. All that's coming from the Lord, bro. Cow. Bam!
Right.
I mean, it's all guided from right there, man.
What he say? He's going to smack the bow and cause their left hand. Imagine somebody pointing a bow, and they cocked back at each other.
The Lord doing that.
He got them cocked back at each other, and then the Lord come by and smack their left hand, and they shoot like, oh shit. Now he shot. Now everybody shoot.
Right.
It's like a Western.
Yeah.
When they all sitting there, it could be an accident. When that first shot go off, everything get lit the hell up. Right. And he gonna smack the bow simultaneously. Well, I don't know if it's simultaneously, but he gonna smack the left hand and cause those bows, those arrows, which is the nuclear missiles, to fly out of that right. So he's gonna set this nuclear war off.
Neither shall one thrust another.
They're not gonna thrust another. So they're gonna have their target. One ain't gonna be flying over here, and the other one gonna fly this way. And they're gonna intercept each other. And then now it's a chain explosion, because nuclear explosions are huge. So it ain't gonna be now they explode and the other nukes in the sky are gonna explode. It's gonna be a big chain explosion. And no, they're not. That one will not thrust another. Think about that 300 scene. When they shot them arrows, did one thrust another? Hell no. They showed a nice vision of it. It was a sun right there, and how they came up, it was nothing but shade in that ball. And they did not thrust one another.
Think about these arrangements when you see the birds flying, bro. Bruh, they turn them. Going sideways, they might go up. They're not running in each other.
Nope. They got proper formation.
They shall walk everyone in his path. They're going to be on point, man. They're going to be in sync. They're going to be in whatever formation that they're coming in.
They have their target to them.
Right. And when they fall upon the sword,
Missile defense system.
they shall not be wounded.
They're going to get around them.
Yep.
And let's say they do Iron Dome systems and shit like that. They actually got nuclear defense systems too. So let's say it falls upon Iron Dome 2.0 or some old shit. They're still not going to get wounded to where they shot some down. It ain't going to be how Iran shot 180 plus missiles over there on Israel, and they blocked like 100 of them. Like, no, it's not going to be like that. 100% of the missiles is going to hit. That's how this is going to be.
They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief.
That's right.
They're coming in, bro.
That's 11 verse?
Yeah, that's no, it's 9. It's 9. Go down to 11. Verse 10. Joel 2 and 10. The earth shall quake before them.
Right, the earth shall quake before them, because when these nuclear missiles drop, the earth is going to shake. It's going to reel to and fro. As a matter of fact, let me get that real quick. The earth shall reel to and fro, because everybody on the planet is going to shoot their nukes over here on America. We just got that in Jeremiah, the 50th verse, pursuant to the 14th, at the 50th chapter, pursuant to the 14th verse. Right? And all you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you got something to say, you're going to get destroyed. All right? The earth shall, I think he called us maggots or something. All right, all right, this is Isaiah 24 and 20, and we read, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. That's right. That's right.
Taxes, everything, no balance, no motor skills. Shaking, man.
Yeah, like a drunkard. Like a drunkard. Throwing off your, hey, you all over the place, man. All right. And that right there is going to be, the earth is stationary right now. If you saw it from which the elect probably going to see it, because the elect going to be in them chariot. Yeah. And that's why Revelation 15 talk about those nukes exploding in the firmament, and those who got victory over the beast, his mark, his image, and the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass having harps in their hand. They going to be in space. Because that's the only way you're going to get away from the destruction over here in Babylon. You're getting beamed up, you're going to get a new body, and you're going to be in space watching. So the elect might see the earth actually reeling to and fro, wobbling like a drunkard, being shaken, removed out of its place.
You remember the movie Don't Look Up?
Yeah.
It's kind of like they pass select people on Esau's team, president, they went up. Ships, to get away from what was happening.
Right. Yeah, and that's on the right-hand side, that's what we're going to be. We'll be up on them ship, but on the left-hand side, Elon Musk, that's who he was playing in the movie. Yeah. Elon Musk brought them to another planet. Yeah. And the Lord had them get ate the fuck up.
Thinking they gonna come there, hey, we white people, we're one with nature.
Right, hey, they thought they was gonna put a flag down on that motherfucker, huh? Man, them goddamn ostrich-looking motherfuckers. It was like, look at that. He ate a head off. So he snatched a motherfucker head, smooth off the neck.
That's like the crocodile hunter, or your boy. That stingray bust his ass. He thinking he's friends with all these animals and shit. Okay, all right. Now it's the animal wrong for tearing your ass up. You shouldn't be messing with him.
Right, you didn't even fucking with him. And he said he was in territory he shouldn't have been in, man.
Bro.
Who would pity a snake charmer?
Right.
All right. Who would pity a snake charmer? Your ass was charming them snakes. Your ass got hit. It's like, man, hey.
bro.
I mean, it sucked, but at the same time, like, you fucking around with them snakes and shit.
Yeah.
Like, yo, so, hey.
The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Right, because when them nuclear missiles hit, and first the mushroom clouds won't be blocking out everything, but then you got nuclear ash and nuclear fallout too. So that's going to be covering up all that soot.
Right.
You know, that's going to be covering up the sky too. And at the same exact time when them nukes is being shot off, that's when the chariots is going to come. Yahweh Shah going to make his entrance too, with the thousands of heaven. So that man's going to come from the sea, not the sea, but the sea.
Right.
The earth, I meant the heavens, man. Right. The waters from above, man. So yeah, it's going, the earth, I meant the sun, the moon, the star. You ain't going to see that shining come from them, man. All the soot.
You can only imagine how that, I mean, you've seen, like there might be a forest fire on the side of the interstate, a big one. I mean, that can block out a city. Yeah. It can cover the city limits perimeter, and the fire department's out there trying to put it out.
Right.
But that's just like this big.
Yeah, right.
Compared to this.
I know.
It's pretty damn horrific to see.
Yeah, man.
And the Lord Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that execute his word.
That's right.
And that's the scriptures tells us, man, he's known by the judgment that he executed, man. He's known by that.
How you doing, bro?
Yes, sir. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is great. It's a large thing, man. And very terrible.
That's right. It's gonna be
and
great.
And who can abide it?
Yeah, nobody. The only one's gonna be chosen to get up out of it.
Right.
The ones who gonna get up out of it is the chosen.
The ones he selects. The ones he have elected from the foundation of the earth to be able to endure this, man.
Hey, let's get it now. I gotta get to Zechariah 13 and 8. Now, famous precept. Zechariah chapter 13 and 8, and we read, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, and this is talking about America, Babylon, because America is one big landmass, right? Saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Yeah. That's 2/3. They're going to be cut off and die. A lot of things going to happen before, the nuclear destruction. Race riots, civil war, martial law, pestilence, famine, Jacob's trouble. That encompasses a lot, and all of that's going to happen. But at the end, it's going to be nuclear destruction, right? It says, but the third shall be left therein. So one might ask you, well, then how y'all going to be saved? If you know what I mean? If y'all, you said the other one's going to get destroyed and get nuked, then how y'all going to get saved? Because y'all going to be left. Well, let's get it. Let's get Revelations, which we quoted, Revelations 15 and 1, and we read, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up with the wrath of the Most High. And a nuclear missile was also plagued, these nukes. Yep. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire. Those nukes exploded in the firmament. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast didn't take this mark, all right? You ain't take the brain chip, or you didn't take the RFID NFC chip. It's the mark of the beast, which is the microchip. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on a sea of glass, having harps in their hands. No, having harps of the Most High. Slakin. Right? So the 1/3 that's left therein are going to somehow be standing on a sea of glass. That's because they're going to get beamed up. All right? Beamed up, taken up, whatever you want to say. Delivered, man.
Yeah.
All right, just so you understand, beamed up, shot up into those terrorists, obtaining their new bodies, and then watch the destruction from space, man. All right, so that's how. All right, and the 2/3 will be left here to melt. It says in the book of Ezekiel. I'm gonna get this one. I guess.
And you know, the thing about it is, man, you know, these so-called Christians that are talking about the black community, this worldly plantation Christianity, church doctrine. You know, they're quick to quote, say the law is done away with, or whatever. Fine, we understand that. We know we can't keep the laws. We push the law. At the same time, it's faith in showing your works. So the Heavenly Father is going to put a particular spirit on His servants to obey, to follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability while we're in captivity, while we're under the curses. Well, at the end of the day, hey, disobey this commandment right here. Disobey this command, should I say. This mark of the beast. Disobey that one. Show your allegiance to that.
Right.
See what happens. Right? There's no way out that one.
Nope.
None.
Nope.
The Lord can have mercy on you up to that point. But that's the last damn straw right there.
Hey, because that's the spiritual oath.
Right.
You took in a digital oath to basically tell the Lord, look, no, that's my master. That's what a servant used to do.
Hold up. Let's see. Now, this is going into, you know, you give it allegiance. Now, let's look up the word allegiance. Allegiance. Loyalty. Or commitment of a subordinate, which is who we are, to a superior or of an individual to a group or cause.
See, so when you take that mark of the beast, when you take that chip, whether it be in your brain, your right arm, your hand, your butt cheek, guess what you're saying? You're saying to the Lord that this is my master. This is who I'm pledging allegiance to.
That's one of the damn reasons we got jacked up in the first place.
Yeah.
Turning to other damn doctrines and gods, man. So
Yep.
you're gonna do that at the end?
Mm-hmm.
We're in the grace
that's
period.
done.
It's time to come back. Moving away is why we jacked up now.
Come. It's Ezekiel 22, and let's start at 17, and we read. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel, you so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans, the house of Israel is to me become dross. Like silver being dross is when it get that soot on it, that it needs to be clean.
Yeah.
So dross unto us is like we became laden in sin. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even the dross of silver, because the Lord likens unto his elect as refined silver and fine and pure gold. That's what he's looking for. He ain't looking for brass, tin, none of that shit, lead. He's looking for that refined silver and that gold, that pure gold, right? 19, therefore, thus saith the Lord, power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, behold, ye are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you in the midst of Jerusalem, not the actual place, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace, and blow the fire upon it to melt it. So will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. So the Lord's letting you know when those nuclear missiles get shot off, if you're not that refined silver, if you're not that pure gold, guess what? He's going to leave you here and melt you.
Yep.
All right, this is the lake of fire. There's no place where you go to where you burn forever. And you just burn. And then what Elder Apostle Tahar said? Right, we in the kingdom till 1 trillion years go by. We're like, oh, they still burning. Like a trillion years is a drop in the, ain't even a drop in the bucket. There is no, to infinity, there is no measurement. A quadrillion years go by. Oh yeah, they still over there. They ain't get used to the pain. They just not weeping and that. No, man. But this right here will be the lake of fire. You will feel that. The Lord's gonna leave your spirit here too. You're gonna be like Sarah Connor on Terminator when she had that vision. All right, pursuant to Zechariah 14:12. Eyes consuming away, tongue consuming away, flesh melting like water. You know what I mean? Hey, that's gonna be your destruction, man. That's gonna be your future if you don't repent. But that's all I had, man.
So in this grace period, man, you know, the Lord is coming back for that remnant, that polished gold that stands this test. You know, gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men and the furnace of adversity.
Right.
We're already getting our asses whipped. Now we got Jacob's trouble, the last proving ground, man. Hey, Lord willing, we are of that number, so we have to amend our ways, man, so we can stand in the gate of the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, as he tells us in the book of Jeremiah, the 7th chapter. And that's all I have, bro.
That's all I have. Well, I hope this camp was edifying. I hope you could take something away from it. And so with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and great glory to the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom. Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Shalom.
Shalom.